because he's here, but at the airport. So I'll share for him. And also, Sarah, you built this dashboard, so I'll give you the kudos credit for it. Let's see. So Richard and Sarah just added the ability to use Mustache in any text part of a visualization. So axes, like you can see here, legend, titles. And this was initially a request from Blue Charm who they had survey data with percentage total, and they wanted to be able to put the number of total respondents somewhere in this viz. So now they can drop it in down there. And you can see what that looks like right here. So it takes the same Mustache format, which you can just copy and paste from the table. So pretty nifty. This is cool where Sarah dropped in some filters. As you can see here, these are taking the filter values and dropping it right into the viz. So
Wait, is this live?
this is live. It's on
Live is in.
This is
How did
awesome.
we not get a docs flag on this?
I
Oh yeah,
think
that one.
I think there
Yeah.
is, but we didn't dock it.
Okay. This is crazy. I mean, we need to literally dock every single place that you can use this though.
And we should also, the syntax, what you need to do to reference the underlying field is actually like the whatever value underscore static. We may want to revisit that so that like in this context, all you have to do is reference the value. And like clearly in the Vega spec, we cannot use like drill fields, for example. And like we don't want that information, but basically making the markdown a little bit more intelligent contextually. Cause like it's a little bit more verbose.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, not
Yeah, we should smooth that out. I think like this will get it going, but we should talk about like it should be nice if we can just do like the copy markdown and wherever you paste it, it puts
the right thing
in for that. What we think is the right thing for that situation.
Totally. Or like, and I think we also could do it too, where it's the renderer that can be semi-intelligent, and like we may need contextual spaces where like you do like it's valid in a markdown viz to have multiple types, like the static raw thing versus like the drill thing, but in like a Vega spec, it's not valid because we can't do the link or whatever it is, so it's okay. But it's really cool.
Yeah, and down the road we could add some nice little bits in here to like say like turn this title thing to a field where you could stretch it out a bit, or like insert, like add the little widget to like pick the value that you want to insert from it and stuff like that, or eventually like tokenize that a little bit so it's not just like this big barf of stuff. Like there's a lot of stuff we can do to improve that overall experience. But I think hopefully we can get this going for Blue Charm and make them happy, but it's also lots of little like interesting things. Will be neat to see what people come up with.
How well can it error handle? Like if you didn't have a filter for sources, Savannah, Georgia?
I think you would just get the.
So it pulls back the filter summary here. So let's see what happens. Oh, any value.
Okay, that's not horrific.
What if you delete the filter entirely?
That's a good question because now that's.
Yeah, it's just blank. That's kind of
that is
not bad because like this
no, that's
hard coded, and then this just yeah.
That's awesome.
Not too shabby.
That is really, really, really cool.
Pretty cool. While we're here, a couple other things I'll demo on behalf of Richard, whether or not he knows I'm doing it. But this is one, I think he demoed iframes last week. And Colin, I wanted to show this example that we were working on because it's pretty neat. But we dropped this iframe of a Google map in, and it's actually it's taking data into the iframe. Let me get to the stuff here. So in this iframe, we were still able to put some parameters or some of the values in here. So it's passing in brand, city, and state. And then if we go back to the dashboard, sorry, Rome was in my way. But you could imagine doing some brand lookup, and I'm going to like switch this to California. This is like a Vega map that we dropped in, and then it also dynamically goes and finds Levi's stores in California. So pretty cool being able to mash these things together.
Wow.
I mean,
cool.
It's insane.
Cool iframe examples. And the other one, Richard I know you mentioned you'll probably demo this next week when you have it a little bit more working, but he's been working on a Twitter component. So also on the iframe space, but just making it so like you can imagine for a customer lookup dashboard or something, you want to just get news feed, which we actually do have. Google news feed would work in an iframe already, but you get like a Twitter feed for somebody as well, or an X feed. I don't know how they're going to rename tweets, but you get the gist. And then final thing, is Richard just merged this. We're talking about, Richard, Sarah, and I have been talking about building some more out of the box like KPI cards now on top of some of this Markdown stuff. So where it'd be more of WYSIWYG. And one of the components that we will want available in there is something like a progress bar of like, here's our sales to goal. And he looks like he already dropped in
Well,
one of these.
That's
for us.
That's actually like straight HTML. It's this HTML element that you can use. So he just unblocked it from being like it's like the security thing, but it'll make building filter bar. Like you could make a progress bar right now.